Yeah. All right. Okay. You know. Hey yo. Hey yo. We're gonna go ahead and cut that and get right on into it. Check, check, mic check, 1 2 1 2. Happy Black-uary, okay? Black-uary 28th. It is the final day of the month. However, we still getting to it. You dig what I'm talking about? Getting to it to get through it. So again, to everybody, happy Black-uary. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Happy Black-uary 28th, 2023. Hey yo, hello. Another one like the other one and some more of it. So I'm about to reel it back in for how I started this month off. And I'm going to start by showing some invention love, right? Some inventors love to some of the originators, right? So the improved ironing board, right? Sarah Boone in 1892. The ironing board was just a slab of wood, a wooden block, excuse me, and she invented it. She invented it as we know it today to be that narrow piece of board, which is typically now a thin sheet of metal, right? But putting the legs on it and making it more convenient for us to iron. She modernized an invention in 1892, making it very prominent today. She's one of the first black women in U.S. history to receive a patent, period. Let me say that again. One of the first black women in U.S. history to ever receive a patent. You dig what I'm talking about? So that's big. Real big for Sarah Boone, 1892. We going to move it on along here. You with me? You still with me? All right. Frederick McKinley Jones in 1940 invented refrigerator trucks. You see what I'm saying? What? Frederick McKinley Jones invented refrigerated trucks. And as you all may know, jokes. I don't know what I'm thinking about. Refrigerated trucks, okay? Refrigerated trucks is very pivotal in how we transport items to this day. And because of the refrigerated trucks, you have things that need to be refrigerated that are transported, whether it's by boat, by plane. If it's by boat, they have the metal bins. I forget what they call them, the storage bins or what have you. But they even have it to where you can put refrigerated items in those, right? But the refrigerated trucks, I don't know if his invention gave the light bulb to others, right? Prompt them to do such things to find ways to send off refrigerated items. But refrigerated trucks invented by Frederick McKinley Jones in 1940, including a patent for the roof-mounted cooling system that you've seen on older model transporting trucks with refrigerated systems, right? The transporting refrigerated goods. So that's part of his patent as well. So let's give it up for Frederick McKinley Jones as well as Sarah Boone. Moving along, right? And by the way, during World War II, it was very pivotal part of World War II because he helped. His invention helped preserve blood and food and other supplies during the war. So that was very big of Frederick McKinley Jones in 1940. Automatic elevator doors invented by Alexander Miles in 1887. Now, the reason why I'm going through this list, there's going to be one or two that I'm not going to touch only because I touched on them early in the month, but I want to shine some more light on the rest of this list. But automatic elevator doors invented by Alexander Miles in 1887. Excuse me, I need to slow down because I'm excited right now, right? So I need to slow down so I can get my words through clearly, so bear with me, y'all. Appreciate it. Uh, Automatic elevator doors invented by Alexander Miles in 1887. Before the creation of elevator doors that close automatically, riding a lift was both complicated and risky. So imagine, being in something. I don't know for those that have done any work to be on a lift, but those lifts, even though we're in today's technology, are still pretty dangerous to be on. So I can imagine what they were well over 100 years ago. And so before automatic doors, people had to manually shut both the shaft and elevator doors before riding. And I'm pretty sure they're heavy now, so I'm pretty sure they was just as heavy, if not heavier, back then. Um, so a lot of accidents occurred because people had to manually do this. People falling down the elevator shafts. It's crazy. So Alexander Miles almost fell to a fatal death himself, which prompted him to develop the solution being automatic elevator doors in 1887. So he took out a patent for a mechanism that automatically opens and closes elevator shaft doors, and his designs are largely reflected in elevators used to this day, which we all know. Here's my favorite right here. James E. West is co-inventor of the electric microphone in 1964. So shout out to James E. West. Hence, you see what I'm using right now. You dig what I'm talking about? So, man, that's big. In 1964, this was created. Let's see here. Dr. James E. West was tasked with creating a more sensitive and compact microphone while working at Bell Labs in 1960. Okay, 1960. And the vast majority of microphones used today, with the vast majority of microphones used today, including the microphones used in phones and cameras, used a microphone, in phones and cameras, I'm trying to read this and articulate it correctly. Use a microphone co-invented by a black man, hence Dr. James E. West. So because of Dr. James E. West, we have the microphones on cameras, we have the microphones in our smartphones, in phones, cell phones. So, shout out to James E. West, man. This is a big convenient invention known to date. And of course, those that you may know, may not know, James Lattimore in 1881, he invented the carbon light bulb fulfillment, which that gets overlooked because all we hear about is Thomas Edison. He created the light bulb, but the light bulb would not be able to burn for as long as it can burn, pretty much turn on and stay on without going out as long as it possibly can without Lewis Latimer creating the carbon light bulb filament. So shout out to Lewis Lattimore, and because of that, we have the luminous lights. The lumens, or however you say it, where it's 6,000 and 1,500 depending on the size of the light bulb, and they can actually be on for long periods of time without going out, and that is all thanks to Lewis Lattimore. So, with that said, and I stumbled and fumbled over my words, but I definitely would love for people to go and look up on history.com. It's on the history, same History Channel network, but it's on the history website, and it's 8 black inventors who made today's life that much more easier and convenient. So go ahead and look up these stories, read them. It's a very fun read, very knowledgeable read, has a lot of insight and understanding. And just continue to go down that rabbit hole of knowledge, especially when it comes to us, because there's a lot to know, and there's a lot that we don't get taught, and so you have to teach yourselves. Again, I don't believe everything I read on the internet, but there's books out there that I have read not all the way through. Some I have not, but I definitely read pages, and to know what is plagiarism and what is not. And if it makes sense, just make it make sense. This is what all I'm trying to say. If it's logical, believe it. If there's no rationale and no logic to it, do away with the bullshit. But it's always good to know about the bullshit that's out there, so you'll know if a bullshitter is trying to bullshit you. Moving along. Happy Black-uary 28th, 2023, the beautiful month of Black-uary. But of course, you see the cap, and I will forever always love being black. And you know, it's going to be black all year long. I'm black every second of every minute of every hour of every day. Hello. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't stop being it for anyone or anything. There's no reason for me to stop being who I am. And I'm very proud of it. Again, people, ignore the ignorance, and perseverance trumps all. Health is wealth, but not without comfortability. Know that. You understand what I'm talking about? And stay progressively successful. That's the best way to be. That's the only way to get to it, to get through it, baby. So happy Black-uary 28, 2023. This is Liquid Courage. I am your host with the most, Beethoven the Innovator. Check it out. Visualize to Realize on all platforms. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. On Instagram, visualize _2_realize. Visualize to Realize. Straight through on everything else. Holla at your partner. Have a sip and relax. Out of here.